Oh my God. 4 years, BJ.
I know. It's amazing. Time flies when you're having fun.
Well, we're having lots of fun. I'm Rich G.
And I'm BJ Flagg, and this is episode 208, 4 years, how to stick to it and make it happen. I know. Every week, folks. Every week.
Never missed a week. Never missed a week. We started this podcast 4 years ago, and we want to talk about how we stick to it every week and make it happen, even though we both have huge practices. So
yeah, and it's amazing when you think of, yes, it's 4 years, but it was also, we created a goal in 2017, both of us, our yearly goals, that we were going to initiate this podcast.
yeah.
And we spent all of that time until mid-September, preparing, get the best equipment, whatever we might need. It was wonderful, great times. And here we are.
Yeah, I know. It's scary because I think where were we? We were on a networking call. I said, yeah, we've been doing it for, oh my God. I said 3 years. I went, no, it's 4 years. Oh my God.
I know it. And podcasting has exploded during this time.
Yes.
And we've seen so many people jump on the bandwagon, jump off, change their whole direction, jump off. Lots of things going on.
Yeah, there are lots of things. So today we're going to be talking about how to stick to it and make it happen with your initiative, podcast, YouTube video, whatever you want to do. We're going to tell you a number of tips and secrets that we used to never miss a week in 4 years of podcasting.
Yes, we want you to be just as successful as putting it ahead.
Absolutely. Well, tip number one is, what is it and what are you planning? That's the biggest thing. It's like, this is probably the hardest part of starting, is getting your mental ducks in order to start something new. And it's so hard with the pandemic and everything. People's heads are all over the place and I don't know what I should do. And they get distracted. And
oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Definitely. And you need to define the what. What do you want to do? How big is this idea? What are the elements? What will you do? What will your clients do? There's so much what that goes into that initial decision to craft the goal.
Yeah, it's get a big piece of paper or a whiteboard and sit there and play. Just map things out. We try to be so structured and lay things out in nice columns. It's like, no, play for a little while. I always say, get an 11 by 17 piece of paper and some colored Sharpies and have fun and lay things out and move things around, cut things up. And suddenly your what starts to come into fruition and you start to understand it. Then once that happens, you then need to define the who. Who is your audience? What messages are going to resonate with them? And how will you get in front of them? That's a huge thing. And BJ, that's your area, how to get in front of your clients.
Exactly. And, a lot of times that who will morph and you'll think starting out, oh, this is my audience. And then all of a sudden, when you start, the audience changes because you are pulling in or attracting other groups of people. So, be ready to expand that who audience because it's going to be fantastic for you in the long run.
Yeah, it's like one thing I'm doing right now is I'm in the midst of launching a new workshop series called The 4 Essentials of Leadership. And it's for companies and corporate managers. And it's targeted at corporate leaders who have teams who need to sharpen their leadership toolbox. And I'm still trying to figure out, like, even the term essentials, I'm like, tools, units, blocks. What am I going to use? But I liked essentials because it says a lot. And I'm only talking about 4. And I think leadership is huge today. So I know my audience, everything. Now I'm putting it all together and starting to communicate it outwards.
Yeah. And tip number 2 is take that goal and get it broken out into actionable steps, actionable tasks. Now is the time to define that how. We did the what, we did the who. Now we're talking how. Now you know where you want to go. What is your end solution going to be? Yes, you know that. Now break it down into these smaller steps to speed up the completion. Am I right, Rich?
Yeah.
A person can kind of run into, not identifying the steps as clear as they could.
Yeah. And sometimes when you define the steps, you realize that where you started might not be there or where you want to end. The steps actually define your roadmap, and you might come out in a different area based upon the steps. So you want to see the original goal in each of these steps and stay true to it, or the steps might influence the goal.
Yeah. And we are big about charting all the steps and what part of the goal that they're working on, what they're connected to. Tackle the hardest components that need to get organized and planned first while your enthusiasm and energy are very high. Take it from us. This is essential. It's easy when you have a little downtime to take care of the smaller items, but when you're fresh, when your passion is all there, do those larger components.
Yeah, it's so important that you are understanding what's going on and the goal, sticking true to the goal. And what are your benchmarks that would indicate you can move on to the next step? What things need to happen to move on? Keep pushing forward to finish this planning.
Yeah, definitely.
So tip 3 is get help. Figure out your resources. It's so true. Too often we try to do this all on our own, and that's a mistake.
Yeah. And, bringing in resources that can help you accelerate, better target, and most of all, capture your audience without missing anything is essential. Just like in your corporation that you left, you had all these people who backed you up all
Yeah.
the time. Rich and I, before the podcast, we're talking about IT.
Yeah.
We both decided to go Mac because we don't need a gigantic IT department.
Yeah. We don't have to have if
Everything is.
if one of our machines break, we just go to we call Apple Care 24/7, 365, or we go to the Apple store and they replace it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like I don't have to hire somebody to come fix something.
Yeah. So easy. And so, really reaching out and getting those proper resources is a job you need to do.
Yeah, and don't be scared that it's going to cost a lot of money or you're going to lose control of your baby. Exactly the opposite. You will build a stronger and better, and it will be done so much faster and completed professionally and not hacked together in your spare time.
Exactly. Tip number 4 is buckle up your seatbelt and get ready for the ride. Um, I always think of this part. It's exciting. You've got all your planning done, ready, set, commit. Yes, we need you to stick to it. So many people go through all the effort of identifying the goal, breaking it down, getting the best resources, only to self-sabotage them at this stage. It's
Yeah.
just so sad.
And BJ, I can't tell you about how many clients I've run into that do this, that
I
they get
know.
all their ducks in a row, everything's all set, everything's ready, and they're afraid to pull the trigger because they're afraid of looking bad or looking unprofessional and it's
Yep.
like our first 10, 20, 30 podcasts all had
Yes.
issues. It's like just keep going forward, just
Oh,
keep
yeah.
doing
We
it.
used every one of those issues to try to get us to that next stage.
Yeah.
We made adjustments as we needed to. And oh my gosh, it was the best learning experience we ever had.
Yeah, and you need to push yourself as hard as your old boss did. You need to own the goal and put in the hard work to make it happen.
Yeah. Long hours at the beginning, check. Establishing a routine, check. And having a backup plan is essential. Always have a backup plan. Rich and I have each other as accountability. If you can, get that partner, get that person who can be with you on this road and push you to that next step. It's the best productivity tool you can have.
I mean, when BJ and I first started, the first year or two, we do like 2 or 3 episodes at a sitting, and
Yeah,
we get ahead. And we found that that was nice, but then we got busier, and then we were only doing 1 episode a week, and now we're just doing 1 episode a week because we find that we're fresh, we can get
yep,
it done, and we get it out now. Granted, we have to plan ahead because if there's a holiday or BJ's on vacation or I'm on vacation, we have to
right.
plan for this. So,
Yeah, but no problem. Always with the backup plan.
yeah.
So it always is such a great way to do it. So we have a great resource to get you going.
Yeah, our book today is Making Work Visible: Exposing Time Theft to Optimize Your Work and Flow. It's by Dominica DeGrandis, and it's a phenomenal book to help you expose, to better time manage and optimize your workflow.
Yeah. And if somebody stole your wallet, you would totally notice it. So why don't people notice when they are getting robbed of something that's actually much more valuable, their time? So
Yeah.
this is the book for you.
She's a time management expert who reveals the real crime of the century, time theft, and really helps you work towards efficiently leveraging your time so you get more done in less time.
Yeah. And get back in your life this valuable time for other projects that you're working on. It's chock full of great, exercises, takeaways, and real world examples. I think you're going to like the writing style on this one.
And that's it.
I'd like to talk about our first sponsor, Rich G. Do you want to launch something new and your business and just can't seem to execute? Is your initial idea turning into a monster you can't handle? Looking for someone to help you guide and grow your new offering? I've got your prescription. Talk to Rich G. One free session will show you that Rich is the real deal. He helps businesses get back on track and make more money without working harder. He helps you work smarter. Go to richg.com to reserve your complimentary session with Rich today.
And our second sponsor is BJ Flagg at newrenew.com. Do you need a brand marketing partner to be an active and committed part of your resource team? Look no further. I have someone in my community you want to talk to, BJ Flagg from New Renew Brand Marketing. They are a full service agency who can work on strategy, messaging, branding to implementation, websites, PR, social media, and email marketing. That's newrenew.com.
And thank you to our producer and king of creative, Rich Scalzo, bringing you the best small business podcast every Tuesday. Have an unbelievable week.
Catch you later.